Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to Level-Headed News. This is your host, Brenda. I have 4 articles in this episode for you, and all the URLs are in the description of this video for your convenience, in case you want to do some research on them. And we'll make sure we have audio working here, and then we'll jump into it. Okay, it's working. Let's go with the first one here off of the commonsenseshow.com with Dave Hodges. It says residents can't be evacuated in time if Oroville fails, says the local sheriff. The water levels of the Oroville Dam have dropped somewhat. However, that if the decision had to be made, the people could not be evacuated in time. Among those who expressed this specific doubt is Butte County Sheriff Corey Horina. As the readers will see below, the weather is not going to cooperate over the next week. For severe storms has increased in terms of intensity and duration. Current condition of the Oroville Dam. A blind man could see that this dam is in serious trouble. Therefore, all residents from Oroville to Sacramento are in trouble as well. Storms are forecasted through Tuesday, the 21st of February, which was yesterday. A 2-day break, then one storm after another will make a roll through the area. No interpretation of the danger is needed. Please consider the following. Communities immediately downstream of California's Lake Oroville Dam would not receive adequate warning or time to evacuate if the 770-foot tall dam itself, rather than its spillways, were to abruptly fail. The state water agency that operates the nation's tallest dam repeatedly advised federal regulators a half a decade ago. Regulators at the time recommended that state officials implement more public warning systems, carry out annual public education campaigns, and early detection of any problems at the dam. 6 years later, state and local officials have adopted some of the recommendations, including automated warnings via reverse 911 calls to residents, but local officials say the state hasn't tackled other steps that could improve residents' response, such as providing routine community briefings and improving escape routes. The catastrophic scenario of sudden breach at California's second largest water reservoir, outlined between 2010 and 2012 in online archives of federal dam, is a different and far graver situation than the concern that prompted sudden evacuation orders Sunday for 188,000 downstream residents. Nearly half-century-old dam in California's Sierra Nevada foothills became worried that the water cascading from the reservoir after a series of winter storms could roar uncontrolled down a rapidly eroding emergency spillway toward towns downstream. If this is not a potentially catastrophic situation, then I have never seen one. If there is even a chance the dam could fail, the people should be evacuated in the same manner that the Butte County Sheriff tried to do. Local radio personality Paul Preston issued the following statement. Organization as well as infrastructure to quickly get residents out were on full display in the chaotic hours after the evacuation order. Caught in traffic jams for hours on clogged roads, leading some families to abandon their cars, while many local officials and ordinary people rushed to help direct traffic and staff emergency shelters. Evacuees seen fistfights on gridlocked roads. In an email Thursday, State Water Agency spokesman Ed Wilson said that despite the repeated back and forth correspondence between state and federal officials about reducing response times in a sudden dam failure, the scenario was hypothetical and not how dams typically fail in real life. Asked Friday whether residents immediately downstream would have time and warning to get out if the dam itself failed, Sheriff Corey Horina in Butte County was located answered, "It is very, very daunting challenge." Again, there is an official statement that the people cannot be evacuated in time should the dam begin to fail. Governor Brown is playing politics with the lives of 2 million people between Oroville and Sacramento. K-Ron TV has reported that 5 Oroville dam workers have been fired for violating a contract by putting pictures of the dam on social media. What is the Department of Water Resources afraid of? Right to know the full truth about the danger that they face? Article, I will detail how Governor Brown benefits if the Oroville Dam fails. Suffice for now to say that Brown is playing chicken with its citizens' lives. There is not a question that this area should have stayed evacuated after the Butte County Sheriff issued the order. This may be a state and local matter. However, it is time for President Trump to weigh in on the matter. The article that I have for you is of Sacramento CBS, and it says wind gusts just under 200 miles per hour. And we'll get it to scroll up here. There's some video in this if you want to take a look at that. We're going to see if we can get the hamster to cooperate here with the scrolling. And he's being a little slow today. Alpine Meadows, CBS 13. It was seriously windy night across the region, especially in the High Sierra. National Weather Service reports a few Sierra peaks saw wind gusts just under 200 miles per hour overnight into Tuesday. Powerful winds for Sierra Crest. Preliminary data gust 199 miles per hour, Ward Mountain. 193 miles per hour, Sierra Crest. Ward Mountain gust topped at 199 miles per hour, while the Sierra Crest of Alpine Meadows had peak gusts of 193 miles per hour. California Highway Patrol reports near whiteout conditions at Donner Summit Tuesday morning. Tahoe Resort was closed or has closed for the day due to intense wind. Sierra is closed February 21st, which was yesterday, due to extreme winds. We plan to reopen tomorrow, February the 22nd. Safety is number one. Thanks in advance for your patience. You live in that area and you're planning to go there, I think I would call first to make sure under the conditions. Since heavy snow showers are expected to continue in the mountains through Tuesday. Periods of moderate to heavy snow continue across northern Sierra Nevada this evening. Rains are tapering off for the rest of the northern California, but National Weather Service forecasters say there are still chances of rain showers and thunderstorms for the valley foothills. That's a lot of wind. Have here is off of Christian Truther, and it says Soros is going down. Billionaire militant leftists are still building the new world order. George Soros is the infamous man behind the scenes of several organizations that are actively attempting to bring down the rule of law in the United States of America. Soros is so exposed that over 16,000 people in the U.S. have signed a petition requesting that Donald Trump ban him and his operations from operating on U.S. soil. We ask for a warrant to be issued for Soros' willful actions to destabilize and bankrupt our economy by pushing his anti-American open borders globalist New World Order society agenda with the intent of destroying our country. The petition, authored by Ohio-based activist and songwriter Vanessa Felter, said. Soros is responsible for organizing and funding terrorist organizations within the United States that are actively seeking to destabilize the rule of law and way of life in America. The petition claims that Soros is buying our governments, our currency, buying politicians, and negatively buying influence over our Western values, listing the issues of particular concern to conservatives. The petition protests that Soros has provided funding for abortion rights, atheism, drug legalization, sex education, euthanasia, feminism, gun control, globalization, mass immigration, and other radical experiments in social engineering. Words explains why he thinks the U.S. must die, and there's some videos here if you want to take a look at them. It says, but is it true? Can one man destabilize a nation? While Soros may have success in bringing down smaller countries, that is unlikely that he alone could bring down the U.S. Instead, it's more likely that he is the face of a secret, much larger organization seeking to bring destruction to the doors of the USA. Soros is on several government radars, one being Russia's. Taking a look at what is known about Soros' global efforts and offering a distinctly Russian perspective on the billionaire's initiative, RIA Novosti, contributor and Russian Institute for Strategic Studies expert Igor Peshnovkov, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, pointed out that virtually everything laid out in the Change.org petition applies not only to the United States, but far beyond its borders as well. Here's the quote. It says, the billionaire Pesenchikov, and there again I'm guessing, added, is the prominent or the proponent of a gender ideology born in the depths of the feminist movement, and which today has become a socio-political foundation of Western society. G implies freedom from gender identity. However, one imagines him or herself in the gender sense is how they should present themselves to the world in the West today, which is de facto the dominant region, and Soros is a fanatical follower of this region, unquote. Soros is using subversion and militant-style protest to undermine the rule of law in several countries near and far, but he is alone in the, try this again, but he alone, wow, I see it, but my tongue's not working. But is he alone person who wants a new world order, question mark? There we go. Not all, in fact, several other billionaires are aligned directly with his ideology, one being Mark Zuckerberg. So, currently or recently penned a 5,800 word manifesto of his personal ambitions and vision for the world, and it reads in part, and here's the quote, on our journey to connect the world, we often discuss products we're building and updates on our business. Today, I want to focus on the most important question of all. Are we building the world we all want? History is the story of how we've learned to come together in ever greater numbers, from tribes to cities to nations. At each step, we build social infrastructure like communities, media, and governments to empower us to achieve things we couldn't on our own. Today, we are close to taking our next step. Our greatest opportunities are now global, like spreading prosperity and freedom, promoting peace and understanding, lifting people out of poverty, and accelerating science. Our greatest challenge also responses, like ending terrorism, fighting climate change, and preventing pandemics. Progress now requires humanity coming together, not just as cities or nations, but also as a global community. This is especially important right now. Facebook stands for bringing us closer together and building a global community. While Soros takes the militant approach, Zuckerberg and others take the subversive approach. But be deceived not. Their ideologies are aligned and their goals are the same. They are seeking to create the new world order. Awaken to the deception laid out by globalists because they are in direct opposition to the Constitution of the United States. Tech giants are dominating the economy, and their hidden agendas become clear. It is increasingly evident that their goals are the total enslavement of mankind. One such example is the universal basic income. As technology exponentially grows, so does poverty. Robotics and artificial intelligence will not one day be connected directly to the brains of men, but also will replace men. However, that's no secret. Instead, that's what they desire, a world where robots outnumber humans. For so long, men have created tools and men have controlled the tools, but the technology exponentially grows. We reach the fourth industrial revolution. The need for working hands is less, and that means more are poor. So while the people who rob mankind of both sovereignty and labor get rich, they throw breadcrumbs to their victims. Several sections in the New World Order are largely based on welfare state ideology, and while the globalists like Soros and Zuckerberg, they want to bring out equality or bring about equality and freedom, in reality, they want to strip humanity of both. The next article, and I have for you this morning, is off of Liberty Writers News, and it says, Obama's secret revealed. Just wait until you see the sick way they are training people to overthrow Trump. America, when a former president is busy training his and brainwashing his followers to overthrow his democratically elected successor. Unfortunately, that is exactly what Obama was just caught red-handed doing. Groups, including President Barack Obama's Organizing for Action, are turning to a newer organization called Indivisible Guide to coordinate resistance tactics. Add that Indivisible Guide, it has started handing out training manuals on the best ways to resist Trump, including how to dominate town hall meetings and give favors to reporters in return for supporting their side. Out the directions, none other than Hillary Clinton's favorite puppet master, Robert Reich. In fact, he just put out a new video where he declares the resistance has already begun and has serious momentum. And there's video in this if you want to see what he's got to say. It says, shaming your representative for ignoring fake town halls, using cardboard cutouts, and pushing it to the media. This is just dirty, rotten blackmail. Fine. If they want to fight this way, I say we take them head on. Let's find all their crummy little events and fill them wall to wall with Trump supporters. We can drown out their voices with our bigger, more patriotic movement of our own everywhere, and let's make a show, show them power and real American people. So that's all I have for you today. If you like what I'm doing, give it a thumbs up and share it on your social media so everybody gets to hear the news. And don't forget to subscribe. That way you'll stay informed. Have a great day.